Miriam Margolyes, who has a right not to be offended? Certainly not our Miriam. Hello, Chukka Buddies. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Nigel.cecil, ably assisted, as I invariably am. Why have you got the smile on your face, Hillary? By my very good friend Hillary. Maybe it's because Hillary thinks moi is going to get censored. Because you, my fair-minded and equitable friends, have been in touch and said, Nigel, one of the topics we'd like to broach with you for you to put into the public domain, who has a right not to be offended? I mean, someone, and so quite a few of them, I think, Hillary, will be offended by moi, Nigel.cecil, daring to mention equity. Equity, the trade union for professional actors, variety entertainers, and other creatives across the United Kingdom. Last week, we think it was last week, was it, Hillary? At the Edinburgh Fringe, some said Miriam Margolyes, acclaimed iconic comedian and star of stage, screen and television, made a comment when they were discussing Shakespeare's Shylock. And someone said, that is offensive. You can't possibly say that. And so cut her out of the BBC programme. And some of you said, Nigel, is that right? What do you think? Now, come on, let's be honest with this one. Miriam Margolyes is a character. She is known for putting forward her rather ardent socialist views, but why not? What you do in your private and personal capacity surely shouldn't have anything to do with equity. But it does nowadays, but not that equity's made any comment on this particular one, because if you're all singing from the same hymn sheet, well, we'll turn a blind eye to that one, shall we? But when it comes to Miriam, do I think they should have been censored? And the answer is no, because arts and culture have always been full of creativity. They challenge the norms. I mean, when you look at what Shakespeare's written, I mean, come on, some of the storylines are well OTT, if you were trying to import them today. So when it comes to arts and culture, well, sure, we should just say, well, get on with it. But no, everyone now wants to be offended, you know. Don't dare mention cucumbers and hollyhocks in the wrong place. So basically, what has equity got to do with it? Well, equity, some years ago, started to make comments on the actual content of what someone was doing on stage. And I personally don't think that is their responsibility. You, the audience, the law, will decide if someone is like, well, they've said something that's hurty or offensive. And indeed, we should actually say, well, we don't want the law to be involved because, you know, freedom of expression in the arts has always been the forte of the arts. I mean, someone will look at some of the sculptures and say, oh, look at that, that's terrible. We can't have that sculpture there now. We have to tear it down, that statue. So once you get involved in commenting and censoring the arts and culture, well, you're censoring history, tradition. So from my point of view, I really do wish we'd accept the principle that, well, we don't have an absolute right not to be offended. I mean, someone's always, I don't like your chocolate biscuits, don't you? Well, no, it's the way you're serving them. What does that mean? What does that imply? You can say whatever you want. So when it comes to this particular video, no one has an absolute right, I believe, to be not offended or offended, whichever way you look at it. And certainly, equity as a trade union, I don't believe should get involved. I mean, Jerry Springer, was it, the musical? I mean, equity got involved with that. Lawrence Fox, all sorts of things. I personally don't believe when it comes to those sorts of issues, equity should get involved. And that's reflecting the views of my fair-minded and equitable friends. So am I now going to be censored? No, render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's. Yes, I know. And really, that's what it comes to with arts and culture. Yes, arts and culture, bound away regardless. Freedom of expression. and the freedom to be creative. A claim to Miriam Margolyes, even though I disagree with some of the things she says, as a personality, as a comedian. Go for it, Miriam. All right, and you go for it as well. Please join moi again.
Let's not forget my acclaim to Miriam Margolyes when I emulated Miriam's Belgian buns by showing you mine at the end of video 188. Hello, Samantha Margolyes here, and I'm prompted by Progressive Miriam to show you my Belgian buns as well. I do hope you like them. I want my equity back. We want our equity back. Share, if you care, and if you do, I may just give you a nibble of my Belgian buns. Please hit the subscribe button and keep in touch by sending in your emails. It does help. Thank you.